Yours me your boy, Shonen Boy, here today. I'm here today to do a review of the latest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1089, Under Siege. The cover page for this chapter is Nami doing her maps, and she's getting a cup of milk from this cow, and Sanji is in the background, and there are cover requests from Pork. A cow serves Nami a late night mug of warm milk while she works on her sea maps. And, Nami is she wants to map the whole entire world as one of her dreams, and she's she's the navigator, so that's what she does. And it's a wholesome, nice cover page, and moving on, we start off the chapter in Fuchsia Village, and we see Whoop Slap, I think his name is, and Makima. And Makima is picking up her baby. I honestly forgot that she had a baby, honestly. I just totally forgot that she had a baby. I'm pretty sure the father is Shanks, obviously, and Whoop Slap is going over what happened to Garp, and he's reading about it in the newspaper. I'm not going to read word for word what happened in this chapter. You can go and read it for yourself if you haven't read the chapter just yet. So they're looking at the newspaper, and they see what has been happening with Garp and with Luffy and all the stuff that's been going on in the world with the Reverie and the Revolutionary Army, and there's a lot that's going on in the world right now. It's crazy, the stuff that normal people must be hearing in the newspaper must be crazy to them, because they're just normal, random, everyday people, and hearing about what's going on with Luffy and Garp and with Blackbeard and the Gorosei and all that sort of stuff in with all the stuff that happened in the Reverie, it would be crazy to read the newspaper in the One Piece world, seriously. And you also see Dadan there. She's crying because of she heard about what happened to Garp, and she's concerned about what happened to Garp, and it's whoa, and in the chapter it says that he's missing in action. It doesn't say that he's dead. Now honestly, I'm a bit on the fence when it comes to Garp being dead. I do think that he is probably maybe dead. That's my side. He could still be alive. He could just be encased in ice, Sol was, and they're gonna use him as a bargaining chip for Blackbeard's plan. Blackbeard's plan is to get his island registered, he's a state registered. He wants a government registered island, and he wants to be a king of Hachinosu. I highly doubt that's ever going to fly with the government. They're never going to comply with Blackbeard. This is never going to happen. Even if he has Garp as a bargaining chip, and he says oh, I'm going to kill Garp, I don't think the government's gonna really, do anything. I mean, yes, Garp is, very important to the Marines, but, I don't think, Akainu is gonna be oh, shit, we need to get Garp back, I mean, a lot of Marines will be oh shit, we lost Garp, and it's going to be a big blow to the Marines, but I don't think they're going to, go all out to save, Garp, because they're going all out to, do the Egghead thing, and they're very busy with the Egghead incident right now, so, yeah. So I don't think they have the manpower to really, launch a, a whole, party to go and save Garp. Maybe Sengoku will put together something because Sengoku and Garp are friends, and maybe Sengoku will go over to where Garp is and try to save him with the amount of Marines that they have. I'm pretty sure they can put together a pretty reasonable force to go and save Garp. I mean, they did that with Kobe, and they only had Helmeppo and Prince Groose and a bunch of Marines, and they held their own against the Blackbeard pirates. So so yeah, so that's what's happening in our future. They're getting all the news about with Garp, and Dadan's finding out the news about Garp as well, and with what's happening with Luffy and him being at at the future land with Vegapunk. And they're they're trying to they're oh my god, what's going on in the world? And then next page we cut to various places in the One Piece world, and we go into the East Blue, South Blue, and West Blue, and North Blue, and they're all experiencing radical sort of weather phenomenons. They're going the weather is going out of control, and they're in the sea level is rising, and there's tsunamis, there's earthquakes, there's just stuff going going all over the place, and there's it's crazy what's going on, and this is because of what happened to Lucia. Because Lucia got blown up by the ancient or the artificial ancient weapon that Vegapunk created. It's not the actual ancient weapon. It's the weapon that Vegapunk created. They used it on a Lucia kingdom. This is the effects of that is felt around the world, which is interesting, honestly, because when I read this, I was oh, okay, so this is affecting the whole world, which is a little bit weird that this is affecting all of the four blues. Just one kingdom being wiped out. Imagine multiple kingdoms being wiped out by the world government. That would be crazy. So so yeah. So we see various places, and they're experiencing wild weather phenomenons, and we see all these different places. We see Marine HQ, we see Water 7, we see Wano, and we see Impel Down. We see a bunch of places, and we see Emu's up there in the corner. He's lurking as he always does, and and we see the hole that is created by the ancient weapon, that the world government has used, and everyone's been everyone's experienced all these things going on, and this is 6 days after they have launched that weapon that they're feeling the effects around the world. So a time has passed since they have done the weapon. They launched the weapon, and it's been and everyone's feeling it around the world, and it's been a while since we've seen Egghead and the Straw Hats, and we'll get to that later on towards the end, so stick around for that. And I'll have some things to talk about with that, and all the stuff that's been happening with Kid and Law, and and we'll also with the Revolutionary Army, and the Reverie. The Reverie happened a long time ago. That's been past for now, but we know everything that happened at the Reverie, and and we know all that sort of stuff now. And I guess those we don't really know the timelines of when Kid and also Shanks fought, and Shanks wrecked him, and the same thing goes for Law versus Blackbeard. We don't really know the timelines, but it happened during the period of those 6 days, and also the Lucia Kingdom, where they got bombarded by that ancient weapon. So in those 6 days, all those things that we know about happened. So yeah, so there's a lot of and there's a lot of things going on in the One Piece world, which is, interesting. So yeah. So moving on, and we go to the Kamabaka Kingdom. We don't see the other revolutionary people, but we do see Vankov, and their island is getting, the water is is rising where their island is, and they're like, oh no, the beach, it's like, being swallowed up by the ocean, and it's just like, what's going on here? And the same thing goes for the other places around the world, with like fishing boats and like other villages. They're seeing the water rise, and it's getting really the rising water rise by like 1 meter, it says in the chapter, and it's getting very like dire, and they might have to like evacuate. So yeah, it's getting a lot, it's getting very scary, what's going on right now. And it's it's interesting that this incident that happened at Lucia can be affected around the whole entire world, which is interesting. So yeah. So moving on, so we know the fleet of battleships is going to Egghead Island. They have gone to there's like 100 battleships of various sizes. There's like 30,000 Marines, and there's like and there's like 20 massive 10 or 20 massive battleships that is going to Egghead Island, and there's like 30,000 Marines. This is like the biggest operation that they've that has ever been done. The other one was like Marineford, but that was their like base of operations, so like all the Marines were there, but this is like the biggest like army I've ever seen when it comes to like them going somewhere. And there's a bunch of like vice admirals and also an admiral that is heading up this mission, and we see one of the mechanized sea beasts, the giraffe one, and it attacks the ship, and Kizaru just laser beams it. It doesn't matter, like it's just like pew, and he dusts it. He just dusted it. Like he doesn't. It's not a big deal at all for Kizaru. And they also the other vice admirals, they are standing by. They're about to attack Egghead Island, and we see all the vice admirals. We see Dal. She is the chick who has the sort of like I guess you could say like she has like the collar on, and she's like she's a bit of a what is it called? Sort of like a dommy, sort of like dominatrix type of girl, and then we got this like biker dude, which is like has like the really puffy beard, and then we've got Doberman. Doberman's pretty cool. He's the guy with all the scars and the marine hat on. We've also got this biker trucker dude who looks like Frankie, and he has like a massive like beard, and he has a really big butt chin. And then we got this guy with like these really big sort of like tusks that are coming out of his mouth, and he has like a sword. He's got like a marine top hat. We've got this lady who has she's like really old, but she has some shades on, and she's looking really cool. And then we have this other guy who's like in a suit, and he has like glasses on, and he has like a long hair. And then we have this guy with the multiple chins, like he's got just multiple chins going on here. And then the last one is this guy with a massive beard with like a white streak down his beard. All these designs are really interesting. We haven't really seen these vice admirals in the story at all. These are brand new vice admirals, except for maybe Doberman. Doberman has like shown up a couple of times here and there. He seems to be the guy who is in the Buster Calls all the time, but we haven't really seen any of the other vice admirals and what they can really do. We do know of Doll, but she she was just introduced not too long ago. So yeah, so all these vice admirals are brand new. I really hope they have some really cool abilities and haki and everything like that, and they seem like they can get the job done. So yeah. So then moving on, we get introduced to, Kizaru. He is the person who's heading up this mission, and he has Sengoku, he has Saturn with him as well, and he is talking to, what is his name? Sentomaru, yeah. He is talking to Sentomaru, and he is trying to negotiate with Sentomaru, with him giving up, because Sentomaru and Kizaru are on like good terms. Like they are like uncle and like they're like not related, but like he calls him uncle, and it's like they have like a they know each other fairly well. Sentomaru and also Kizaru, they know each other very well, and they're trying to negotiate, about him surrendering Vegapunk, and and Sentomaru is asking him, why are you coming to kill him? And he's like, well, he's researching the Void Century, so like we have to kill him, and he knows way too much, so like we gotta kill Vegapunk, and and Sentomaru, like he is indebted to Vegapunk because Vegapunk took him in, and he's been indebted to Vegapunk for all of his life. So he doesn't want to betray him, and I'm assuming that Kizaru doesn't really want to go through this as well. He doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to go through this as well, but because Vegapunk, knows too much, and he is very intelligent, and he can like create all these things, it's very like, should we keep this guy around, or should we get rid of him? What's going on here? And he also says, when he's talking to Sentomaru, is that he everything that we destroy here is like a net zero for us. Like, it's not good for us to destroy things that are on Future Island, because those things are very valuable to the world government, and they and Vegapunk is still valuable to the world government, but he knows too much, so they have to get rid of him, even though they don't really want to get rid of him. It's just like, yeah, he kind of knows too much. We have to weigh up the negatives with positives, and they seem like they can deal with without Vegapunk. So yeah, we also see St. George here, Saturn. He's here as well. They don't tell us what battleship he's on, but Doberman is talking to him, and he basically says, is asking about what's going on out there. He wants to know the situation and what's going on, and Doberman tells him what's going on, and basically anything that Saint Garcia Saturn says goes. Like, if he says to kill someone, you kill that person. If he says to go and do something, you go and do that. If he says for you to commit suicide or kill yourself or whatever, you do that. Like, he does not care. His order is his order is supreme. Like, you do not question his orders. If you question his orders, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get killed. So yeah. Then they give us a breakdown of what's going on with the Straw Hats and, the Vegapunks. We see all the Vegapunks, and we see all the Seraphims, and we see the Straw Hats, and we see CP0, and we see, and we also see the Mark III pacifistas, and also Sentamaru, and also the people that were there on Egghead Island with CP0, because some of the government agents were there with the CP0 people. They were on Egghead Island, and they came with Rob Lucci and Kaku. And if you remember, Stussy betrayed Rob Lucci and also Kaku, but Kaku and also Rob Lucci have teamed up with the Straw Hats to deal with what happened with the Seraphim, because the Seraphim turned on everyone because York was the evil Vegapunk. She turned on the other Vegapunks to kill off all the other Vegapunk, so that she was the only Vegapunk left, and she wanted to become a celestial dragon, and she was going out of her way to kill all the other Vegapunks with the Seraphim's help, because she ordered the Seraphims to kill the other Vegapunks and the Straw Hats and CP0, and just kill anybody that you see except for me, York. So so she is the traitor, and that was the update that they gave us in this chapter, and where everything is and what's going on at Egghead Island. And and then, they also said that, Bonnie is here as well, but St. Garcia Saturn says, we don't really care about Bonnie at this point in time. She's not really that important to us. We mainly, we don't really care about Kuma's, daughter. It's not really that important to us. But, but they do mention that Bonnie is here, and, and they're about to, they're trying to get onto the island, but the sea beasts and the mechanized beasts are trying to attack them. And there also is the Mark III pacifistas that are there on the shore, about to attack the Marines that are coming onto our shore to attack the Straw Hats. And when we get to the towards the end of the chapter, York makes a call to Marijois and to also Kizuru, and she she relays what's going on with her, and we get to see the other Goroseis in the Room of Authority, and we see them, and they're sitting around and they're listening in to what York has to say. And we see York, and she asks the Gorosei, I want a way out of this, because they were going to kill all the Vegapunks, and they were going to just kill York as well. But because she betrayed all the Vegapunks, and that she's on the Navy's side, she's asking the Gorosei to give her a way out, to make sure that she is safe, and that she doesn't die, and that they don't kill her. And she's negotiating with the Gorosei to make her a celestial dragon, because that is what she wants. That is what her that's what she is all about. She wants to become a celestial dragon, which I don't think it's going to happen. They say, yeah, we'll figure something out for you. We should be able to arrange arrange that with you when you are safe. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to allow York to, become a celestial dragon. I highly doubt that. So, yeah. So, that's what's happening here. She was also telling the Gorosei what's going on here. And she wants to, be helped, because she is... she's being held hostage by the Straw Hats and the rest of the people, because in the she's like calling for help. She's basically calling for help from the Gorosei, and she's like, yeah, can you guys like help me, because the Straw Hats have captured me, which they have like skipped Otis like skipped what's going on here, because from what I remember, I have to go back and read what happened, but from what I remember, Usopp and also I think it was like Usopp, Frankie, and I think it was like Chopper, I think it was, maybe not Chopper, someone else in the Straw Hat crew was like petrified by Seraphim Boa, and they were all petrified, and I was like, how are they going to get out of this, because they would have to get one of the Seraphims to like, they would have to get S Boa to unpetrify them, because that's how the petrification fruit works. They have to get the person to unpetrify them who petrified them. So Usopp was petrified from what I remember, and Frankie was petrified as well, but he only half of his body was petrified. So like what happened there, and they're all together now, but like all of them were like scattered throughout the throughout the lab, and they were all like trying to find Vegapunk, and Vegapunk was at the bottom of, like, he was in the basement, and like he and York was going to like kill him. So like what happened to all the other Vegapunks, and it seems like all the other Vegapunks are like okay, or that we don't see all the Vegapunks here, but we do see York and we do see Vegapunk, and we see, I don't think we see any of the other Vegapunks. I think it's just York and also Vegapunk and the Straw Hats and Bonnie and CP0's there. I don't see Kaku here, but I do see Rob Lucci in the background, and Sanji is in the background as well. We got Frankie there, we got Zoro there, we got Nami there, we got Luffy there, we got like Brook. Everyone's there. Everyone's in this group shot, and they're like, they're holding York hostage, and York is like, save me from Luffy, save me from Monkey D. Luffy. So yeah, so this is happening. York is asking for help from the Gorosei and from the fleet that's come to Egghead Island, and York is like a big deal because she is the person that is like with the world government. She is against the Straw Hats and Vegapunk and everything like that, and she's being held hostage here. So yeah, I don't know why they're allowing her to make this call. It seems a bit weird that they will allow her to make this call and ask for help, but they're already here, so they can't really get out of it. So yeah, so I'm interested to see what's gonna happen next. But there is a break this next week. With Oda's like schedule, there will be he's been having a lot of breaks lately with his eye surgery, and then he dropped 2 chapters, and then he took a break, and now he's taking another break. But I think there's something going on in Japan, like a festival or something like that. That's what I've heard. I don't know, but yeah. But there is a break, which is sad. But yeah, so honestly, I don't really know what's going to happen next. I'm assuming the fleet is going to attack the island, and there's going to be a big war that's going to happen right now. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with with the Straw Hats and how they're going to fight this massive army that's come to attack them. There's a lot of people who are outside ready to attack Egghead Island. There's a lot of people, so I don't know how they're going to combat this. I'm pretty sure maybe Luffy might fight Kizaru, because that would be interesting. He might fight Sengoku Saturn, who knows. How are the other Straw Hats going to fight the other Marines, the Marines that have come to Egghead Island, the Vice Admirals. The Vice Admirals, we don't really know any of their powers or what they can really do or anything like that, but I'm assuming they're really strong because they're Vice Admirals, so it's going to be interesting to see how the Straw Hats are going to combat this fleet of people that has come to attack them. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen next, and the next stuff that's going to happen at Egghead Island is going to shock the world, as the narrator has been telling us. So so it's very interesting, and it's very heating up in the One Piece world right now. So So in the end, they have captured York, and they're going to use her as a bargaining chip for what's going on outside. Now, I don't really, like I said, I don't really know what's going to happen next, how the Straw Hats are going to combat, the forces that is outside. It's going to be a big battle, honestly. They're going to either have to run away from this battle, or they're going to have to stand and fight, which honestly, it's going to be a very tough fight, with the Straw Hats facing down 30,000 Marines and 100 battleships, and an admiral and a bunch of Vice Admirals, and also Sengoku Saturn. There's a lot of people who are outside who are about to attack Egghead Island right now. So so I don't know how they're going to get out of this, but it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen next. How they captured York, I don't really know. Hopefully Oda goes into a flashback and tells us how they attacked, how they saved Vegapunk, and how they got to how they captured York, because York, if I remember correctly, York was about to kill Vegapunk, and she had the Seraphim on her side, and it seemed like she was winning, and all the other Straw Hats were separated, and Bonnie was hearing about her father, and Usopp and Frankie were petrified. There was a lot of things that were going on, from what I remember, and so Oda's kind of skipped over those things, so hopefully Oda will go into a flashback before this all starts and tells us what has happened, but if he does skip over this, it's kind of important, what happened to the Straw Hats, because it seems like it's been kind of skipped, honestly, and they've kind of dealt with the whole York situation off screen, which is kind of I hope Oda tells us what has happened here, because if it's all off screen, then I'm a bit a little bit salty, a little bit annoyed, because I don't like things when they're off screened, but this is happening now, and I'm interested to see what the matchups are going to be, and how Luffy is going to combat this force that is outside. But anyways, that is the chapter in a nutshell. I've hit most of the important bits in the chapter. If you haven't read the chapter, go and read the chapter. Why would you stick around in this video? But anyways, until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day. And like, comment, and subscribe. What did you think about this chapter? Did you like this chapter? Did you dislike this chapter? Do you hope Oda goes back and tells us all about what happened in this before the Navy came here? What do you think the matchups are going to be with who's going to verse who, with the Straw Hats versus the Marines, and but anyways, until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day.